A group of young elves were frantically running through the forest, with a brutal werewolf closing in behind them. Because the Alliance had installed sharp, poisonous spikes in the air, the elves could only rely on their legs to sprint wildly through the jungle. As the vicious wolf drew closer and closer to the group, one elf suddenly rushed out to confront it. Using her agility, she wrapped her arms tightly around the wolf's neck and managed to strangle it to death. But just as she finally took it down, the Alliance's main forces caught up to them. The girl behind her was stabbed through the skull with a single sword. Seeing this, Winnie immediately turned and fled toward the cliff. At the very last second, she broke through the encirclement and took flight. After landing safely on a smuggling ship, the captain instructed his men to hide her in the cabin. Inside were slaves fleeing to other countries to escape the war. Ever since the human empire began its war against the elves, Winnie had been wandering across battlefields to help her people escape, and because of that, she had lost her husband. Just as she was staring at a photo and drifting into memories, a violent storm suddenly swept across the sea. Huge waves crashed through the deck and poured directly into the cabin, drowning the unprepared passengers in an instant. When Winnie regained consciousness, she had already been washed ashore in front of a castle. After the local officers found her, they brought her to the police station. Their investigation revealed that the owner of the wrecked ship was a merchant named Roos, so the officers handed Winnie over to him as a servant. Although this was a place where elves were technically allowed to live, they were only permitted to work low-class jobs. Even so, they still faced all kinds of oppression. Two patrolling soldiers approached a ram-headed woman's market stall and, without saying a word, tossed a fresh pig's head onto the ground. At that moment, a man walked over and stopped them. Seeing this, the soldiers tried to provoke him, but the man charged forward and pressed a kitchen knife against one soldier's forehead. Luckily, the other soldier recognized who the man was and quickly stopped his partner and apologized. The man was Philo, a detective here, and the only human who opposed racial discrimination. Because of this, the elves had a very good relationship with him. One day, an elf brought Philo to his home. His wife had been chased by a group of men in black the night before. Although she miraculously survived, she suffered severe injuries. As elves, they had no voice or legal standing, so the man sought Philo's help in finding the attackers. Based on the details the woman described, Philo quickly identified one of his own colleagues. But just as he attempted to investigate further, the police chief summoned him to the office.